Good day everyone. We are students from Training and Development course. This is a training program of presentation skill. We are from Group 1. Our members are Chu Si-yi, Chia Su-li, Chu Jinglin, Li Wenfei, Ng Yingying, and Chan Mei-xin. Hello everyone. Welcome to join our training program. Our training is enhancing presentation skills in your workplace. We conduct this small training to improve your presentation skills, build your self-confidence, and encourage engagement among you guys. This training will bring benefits for your work life. Presentation skills are important for us to present our ideas, opinions, and solutions in front of a group of people. This training will teach you guys some ways to present effectively, how to design the presentation method, and the ways to improve your confidence during the presentations. Obviously, we will also tell you guys the benefits of having strong presentation skills. The first part of this training is about ways to conduct effective presentation. For a business owner or executive, good presentation skills are a must. Whether you are making a presentation to the board of the directors, explaining the marketing plan to your staff, or simply presenting your budget to the boss, it's important for you to be able to do so in a professional, convincing manner in the workplace. There are three essential ingredients of a presentation, which is the audience, you as the presenter, and the presentation itself. Each of these three ingredients is vital to a successful presentation. Besides, there are three aspects in conducting effective presentation, which including structure of the presentation, stance and the posture, and the visual aids. The first aspect is structure of the presentation. You should organize the content of your presentation in a logical structure based on the outline you prepare. You need to think about creating a clear, logical structure that will help your audience understand your work. You are telling a story, so give it a beginning, middle, and end. Thus, it consists of three parts, which are the beginning, the body, and the end of the presentation. For the beginning of your presentation, we can say that the beginning of your presentation sets the tone for the rest of the talk. Therefore, it is important to impress your audience with your approach, style, and topic. To go deeper, you can begin the presentation with something that attracts the audience's attention, but keep it relevant to your topic and avoid jokes or irrelevant comments that could be misunderstood by the audience, especially if you are not familiar with the audience. You can begin with an important statistic which is relevant to the topics, or ask a question that interests the audience in the topic. For example, if the focus of your presentation is about the environmental pollution by household activities, a simple question to interest the audience in your presentation could be, does anyone know how many drops of drinking water are polluted by just one drop of motor oil? If anyone in the audience knows the correct answers, acknowledge that individual and ask how many of them knew that as well. Otherwise, give the answer and begin your presentation. Then, followed by the body of the presentation. Begin planning the body of your presentation first. Once you have developed this part of presentation, the beginning and the end will fall into place. You can order the main points of each section of your presentation as outlined, depending on the nature of the presentation. There are some possible orders of points, include the following, which depending on the topic. The first is spatial order. It is suitable for describing a layout or a process from the beginning or the entry point to the end. The second is chronological order. It's suitable for discussing with teacher review by years or for describing the steps of doing something. The third is causal order. It's suitable for explaining the causes and their effects. For example, how lack of sleep impacts workers' productivity and safety. Then, topical order is suitable for presenting on different topics in a same field. The last is problem solution order. It's suitable for describing a particular problem and how it can be solved. You should choose the suitable order for covering the main points of your presentation for the particular section of the outline. The last part of the structure of presentation is the end of the presentation. In presentation, the conclusion is frequently undeveloped and lacks purpose, which is a shame as it's the best place to reinforce your message. Typically, your presentation has a specific goal. That could be to convert a number of audience members into customers, lead to a certain number of inquiries to make people knowledgeable on specific key points, or to motivate them towards a shared goal. End the presentation by restating the purpose of the presentation, summarizing the major points, and concluding with a quote, remark, or fact that the audience will remember. Second aspect in conducting effective presentation is stance and posture. First is gesture. Facial expressions, eye contact, and a good posture will put you well on the way to success presentation. But if you stand still without moving any part of your body, it can create a very strange impression. On the other hand, over-rehearsed or exaggerated hand gesture can be off-putting and look unnatural. A happy medium is needed. Remember that the purpose of using gesture when giving a presentation is to make your message clearer and more interesting. In short, your gesture should mean something. For example, if you are making a contrast between the big and small, you can use your hand gesture to represent this. If you are giving a number list, you can show the numbers with your hands so that both people's eyes and ears are engaged. Remember that whatever happens, gesture should look relaxed and natural. Second is eye contact. The way in which you use your eye contact and look at your audience depends on the size of the room and the audience. However, here are some general tips. First, make sure you look at everyone. Staring at the same spot throughout a presentation is visually dull and unengaging for your audience. Make sure that by the end of your presentation, you have made eye contact with everyone at least once. Then, don't be afraid of eye contact. Prolonged eye contact can make people nervous, but that's because it's so powerful. You may be perceived as aggressive or bullying. A brief glance, however, suggests that you are monitoring their expressions as you speak to them, and thus that you care about how your message is being received. Then, don't stare. No one wants to feel uncomfortable or that they are being put on the spot. Keep your gaze moving and engage as many people as possible. Remember that different situations call for different approaches, but as long as you are consciously using eye contact, you'll be well on the way to make your presentation as involved in as possible. Third is posture. Whether you are sitting or standing, the way in which you hold yourself is incredibly important and set the tone for the whole presentation before it's even begun. There are a few do's and don'ts when it comes to posture during a presentation. The first one will be the don't slouch. In almost all presentation situations, your posture should be upright and open. This will make you look and feel more confident, and it will invite your audience in rather than pushing them away. Then, don't be tense. It's important to look and feel relaxed during a presentation. If you are standing upright but look rigid, it won't make a good impression. Then, do think about your audience. A formal presentation to the board of a company is very different to an interactive talk with the school children. Remember that different situations require different level of formality. Next, do be adaptable. You should have an open and communicative posture no matter what the special setup is. Be prepared to adapt to unexpected situations. The last one is position and movement. This last area is more variable depending on the specific setup of your presentation. The golden rule is that any movement should be clear and directed. You should never look like you are just wandering around the stage. You may, for example, want to engage your audience early on in your presentation by moving to the front of the stage and asking them a question. This not only enables you to make some judgment about how much your audience already knows about what you have to say, it also engages them and suggests that you care about their experiences. Most people are much happier if they feel a speaker is talking to them rather than talking at them with no concern for their opinions. The third aspect in conducting effective presentation is visual aids. Visual aids are an important tool because different people respond to different learning modalities. Visual aids also add interest to a discussion. In order to effectively use the visual aids, one must learn from the experience is what will and won't work for an audience. There are few types of visual aids. First is object and models. A three-dimensional mode can be used as the model to help the audience understand your key point better. Then, photos and drawings. Make sure that the photos in the slide are visible to the audience. Next is graphs and charts. Keep all the charts and graphs simple and clear. Then, video. Showing a video can also help an audience to visualize the idea you present in a speech. Next is the presentation technology. Presentation software allows you to show the audience a series of pictures with text accompanied by music or other audio. There are few steps to prepare effective visual aids. First is make each visual stand on its own. Limit each slide to only one topic and give it a relevant title. Then highlight the key information on charts, tables, and graphs to help focus your audience attention. Next is achieve balance and consistent layout. Keep types, size, and fonts consistent on all visuals in a presentation. Choose the fonts that are easy to read. Ensure that the types of the fonts used in all slides are standardized. Format the headings consistently and use not more than 2 fonts per slide. We should also spread the information out so that it fills the screen. Then we should choose constructed colors. For example, we use dark background with light lettering. Then we make visual aids easy to read. We should avoid distracting, unnecessary graphics and excessively complex backgrounds. And we should also limit each point to one line whenever possible to limit the reading time. The last, we should include only your main point. Write only the main point on your visual, not the details that support them. We should put the keywords you repeat throughout your presentation on your visual aids. Make your point discrete. Do not simply break up the paragraph. Assume your audience will copy down everything you present on a visual. So, Keep the information clear, simple, and minimal.
Now I'm going to explain the next topic, deciding the presentation method. Presentations are a necessary part for an employee, and there will be times when you will be asked to present about a topic. Therefore, it is important for you to decide the presentation method before you deliver your presentation. There are several presentation methods which include very formal, formal, informal, and very informal. Let's say when there is a formal conference of 100 people, this will require a different presentation method from a presentation to your 5-person team. So hereby, I will explain and guide you how to determine which presentation method should be used. In making a decision about your presentation method, you have to take into account several key aspects. Generally, it starts off with the occasion and its formality. First, if it is a large conference or has a larger audience, it is considered very formal. Usually, it will be conducted in a large conference hall and you will present from the lectern. Your role is likely to much more providing information. You should stand when you deliver your presentation to show your respect. And for the visual aids, you may use slides, video, or other multimedia to support your presentation. Sound system is also required in a very formal presentation. After your presentation, normally there will be a formal question session for you to interact with your audience. Second, if it is a smaller conference whose member you do not know well, it considered formal. It normally takes place in a conference room and you will present at the front of the room. You will be providing information, but you will also get a reaction. Standing will be more appropriate when you are presenting. A formal presentation is likely to need slides, and fairly simple slide is more than enough. The use of a sound system is usually needed. Formal questions may be raised by the audience and they may interrupt you during your presentation. Third, if it is a smallish internal group but not all members are known, it is considered as informal. It is usually conducted in a meeting room or office room, and you will present from the front or within the group. It is appropriate for you to either stand or sit during the presentation. Besides providing information, you will also receive responses and possibly have a discussion. You should keep your visual aids to a minimum, and the use of a sound system is probably not needed. An informal presentation can be fairly interactive. It is up to you to handle questions or discussion during the session. Fourth, if it is a small team meeting where you know the other participants, it is considered very informal. It also takes place in a meeting room or office, and you will present simply at the table or within the group. You will provide information or have a discussion. You may sit down to give your presentations, and usually one page summary of key points will be enough as your visual aids. There is no need to use a sound system. It is likely to be interactive if you allow. That means you can decide whether you want to interact with the audience or not. Last but not least, we also need to consider an individual's personal preferences. You need to know your ability to decide how best to make the presentation. Some may feel more confident to deliver a presentation with detailed notes and outlines, while some are experienced and they can deliver presentation effectively only with the key points. We can see that there is much to consider in deciding on an appropriate presentation method. Therefore, we should always take note before we are ready for a presentation. Alright, in this session, I will teach you ways to improve confidence. Confidence is when a person takes the belief on themselves that they are valuable, worthwhile, and capable. It is also known as self-esteem. It is impossible to become a person who is born with confidence. Thus, there are a few ways to improve a person's confidence. Because people have the power to cultivate their own confidence. There are several ways to improve our confidence. First, try quick fix. There are a few tricks that can give a person immediate confidence boost in the short term. Firstly, we can picture success when beginning a difficult task such as a presentation. Next, we can listen to music with deep bass before the presentation to promote our feelings of power. Additionally, we can even strike a powerful pose during the presentation time. We will become more confident and positive. For instance, we can hold power poses during the presentation, such as stand like Superman by puffing out our chest. Our arms just spread out and stand with feet apart. Second, we can practice failure. We have to face failure sometimes, and everyone does. The Wright brothers built on history's failed attempts at flight, including some of their own, before designing a successful airplane. They learned how to try different strategies, ask other people for advice. We need to have a thought that things are not going to be easy, and we have to accept the mistakes that we have made and be kind to ourselves after doing a difficult task. For example, we can buy ourselves a gift or give ourselves a pep talk. Pep talk, no matter the presentation is success or fail. We should enjoy the presentation because we have gained greater experience, knowledge, and understanding. Apart from that, we should learn from mistakes and do more practice to avoid the mistakes. As we know, practice makes perfect. We can record our presentation video and see the mistake through the video. Just accept the mistake we have made and then improve our presentation skills. Third, always believe in your ability to improve. Personal beliefs are important because it can influence how we are faced with failure. If a person has a fixed mindset, meaning that he or she thinks that their talents are locked in place, and this will cause the feeling of give up. However, if a person has a growth mindset, which means that his or her abilities can be improved, an obstacle is an opportunity to learn and grow. According to Basti Ng, neuroscience has proven to support the growth mindset. The connection in the human brain does get stronger and grow with study and practice. Moreover, people who have a growth mindset are more successful, getting better grades and doing better in the face of obstacles. In addition, we should also get our own self-affirmation. For example, write a self-confidence letter for ourselves or talking to ourselves in front of the mirror. There are moments when we are depressed and helpless, and by reading back the self-confidence letters, we will be able to face the obstacle and build a trust in our ability to improve ourselves. Now, I would like to share some benefits of good presentation skills. First, you can develop your leadership skills. When you present, you represent everything that you offer and everything that you are. Audience do not separate the message and the messenger. If you want to be recognized as an industry leader, your business presentations must go beyond good up to the level of the extraordinary. Leaders are assessed on how they look, sound, and also how they make their audience feel. A strong presentation will help with that. Leadership skills are tested when you have to persuade a difficult audience, skeptical customer, or break bad news. Speakers can prepare strong presentations to help influence an audience and demonstrate their leadership skills in all types of situations. Second, you have the ability to represent your company well. Good presentation skills are key when your company is on show. You want to be able to do yourself, your colleagues, and your company justice. So you need to develop a strong, well-practiced presentation. Company presentation plays a crucial role in helping you secure new clients. Your presentation will benefit from having thought out the key questions you or your company could be asked. You should work out the obvious questions as well as the nasty questions. Potential clients would like to know what you can do for them and how qualified you are to do it. Show the clients that your company is a leader in your field by giving examples, testimonials, and evidence. By this, they will tend to select you instead of your competitors. Third, you can develop your teamwork. Presentations by a team may be a group activity, but more often they involve individual team members presenting one by one, as thought they were accidentally thrown together on stage. A weak performance team in the presentation abilities will announce itself in the form of a collective failure or ineffective performance. Team needs to be trained to present with a clear purpose coupled with memorable skills. Employees will not only burnish their own skills, but started to genuinely work together in a collective effort. Fourth, you can sharpen your communication skills. A presentation provides a framework for communicating information about products, services, or companies in a structured way. Every presentation is communication. It is important to have presentation skills to communicate in meetings, marketing, discussion, event, and program. Presentation skills in business means the way you present, introduce, or explain your product and services in front of your customers online and offline by using websites, video, social media, and on shop counters. You will plan what you want to communicate, and the audience are likely to know or understand your topic before you start. Thus, this can avoid miscommunication, and good communication is also a hallmark of good leadership skills. Next, before end today's session, I would like to share a video about what to do and what not to do during a presentation. Let's see.
Sorry I'm late, guys. I'm in traffic. But you got a pen I can borrow? The water's gonna warm up. That's just nature, okay? The molecules start going fast. Yeah. Hello? Oh yeah, I'm free. I can talk. So like, once the sun, comes out, it kind of like makes the plankton grow, enhance phytoplankton growth, enhance DMS production. That basically means that it's just moving. Enhance phytoplankton growth, back to the left. Enhance DMS production, up, elevated DMS connection. Makes the plankton grow, and then after the plankton grows, it enhances DMS production, which kind of
Hi guys, my name is Daniel Quinn. I'm thankful that you guys can all make it today. I have a presentation shortly that's coming up. It's about phytoplankton, molecules, and a lot of generalizations in city populations. So, you know what? I'm going to turn off my cell phone real quick. Sorry guys. We'll just do that. Alright, so we're going to be talking about Claw hypothesis. So as you can see, when we have more increased sunlight, that goes into the ocean, and that makes the ocean warm up a lot more. As the ocean warms a lot more, we have enhanced phytoplankton growth, and then that leads to enhanced DMS production. Because of that, you can have enhanced phytoplankton growth. This is very important for the wildlife in the sea, and after it goes down to the ocean, it warms up the ocean, and as you can see, you can follow this path here, and it goes into enhanced phytoplankton growth, which eventually leads to enhanced DMS production. You guys can follow the whole cycle on this handout that I have here. It has the whole loop that we're going to be going through. We're going to start off with the sunlight here that goes down into the field.
In short, this training program provides you guys some ways to present effectively, how to decide the presentation method, and the ways to improve your confidence during presentation. There are 3 aspects in conducting effective presentation, which are structure of the presentation, stance and posture, as well as visual aids. Throughout this training, you have learned how to decide your presentation method also. After this training, we are sure that you also learn how to improve your confidence before and during your presentation. That's all for our training today. Hope you guys enjoy and learn something from our training. Bye bye!